reported by Amanda Oglesby in the Asbury Park Press on November 10, 2025. For decades, handcrafted cottages and crude fishing shacks have dotted the landscape of Southern Island Beach State Park. Over generations, their caretakers replaced roofs, rebuilt decks, and set potted flowers on porches of these cabins. Families slept on bunks and sofa beds in these little homes, cooked locally caught crabs and fritters over propane stoves, and enjoyed summer nights in this quiet coastal retreat. But 2025 was the final summer for these cottages. Now, the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection is preparing to demolish most of the structures. The families who have cared for these little homes across generations have said their final goodbyes. For the Height family, it marks the end of an era. Howard Height 387 has been vacationing in a cottage on the island since he was just 2 months old, long before this area was part of Island Beach State Park. Over his lifetime, he has brought his wife, children, and grandchildren to the cabin that the Heights made their family's summer home. "We live off the grid," he recalled. "But right now, we have almost everything you want." Shack was a crude description of Height's cabin among the island's low trees and shrubs. It had solar panels that could power his wife's oxygen tank around the clock in the years before her death. There were pull-out sofa beds and a bunk room where his children and grandchildren stayed during long summer's weekends. He placed flowers on the porch each year to deter break-ins when the family was not there. That cherished tradition is now over. The New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection told the last caretakers of these cabins to vacate by October 31st. Karen Shinsk, a spokesperson for the department which oversees state parks, said multiple issues led to terminating the shack leases. Shacks don't fit with state's plan. The cottages are a public safety concern due to threats from climate change and sea level rise, she said. In addition, the cottages do not align with passive public recreation and conservation efforts at the park. Today, Island Beach State Park is a 10-mile-long haven for beachgoers, fishing aficionados, and surfers. Well known for its wide, sandy beaches along the ocean, the park also has trails through its low maritime forest. Its mission is to provide recreation for thousands of annual visitors and protect coastal habitat for ospreys, wading birds, and waterfowl, along with hundreds of plant species. The park remains one of the few undeveloped coastal barrier island ecosystems along the northern Atlantic coast. In its northern portion, the island's structures include a nature center, interpretive center, ticket booths where park staff take a small fee and limit summer crowds, visitor bathhouses, and the governor's summer residence. It is at the south end of the island, within a designated natural area, where the last Island Beach cottages are located. The area is off limits to the public, Shinsk said. When the DEP obtained the land for Island Beach State Park in 1953, there were 76 fishing cottages on the island, Shinsk said. At the time, state park officials offered leases to people interested in staying in their shacks. Over the decades since, some were abandoned and reclaimed by nature. Others washed away in violent coastal storms. Today, 6 cabins remain, Shinsk said. Most are likely to be demolished. A 1993 DEP policy permitted surviving spouses to inherit the leases, and after their deaths, their children could assume the leases for 3 years, she said by email. In 2008, the DEP decided to allow the children to continue to utilize and pay rent for the remaining seasonal cottages until funding for demolition could be secured. New Jersey's corporate business tax will pay for the shack's eventual demolition, she said, and the land will be restored to natural habitat.